And it's Michelle with Michelle's Life, and today we're doing the subject tag. This tag was created by RachaelReviewsAll, and I'll leave her link to the original video down below. Basically what this tag is it's just going by subjects that you would normally see in a school setting, and it's applying it to books that you read. So the first one is math, and for math it says crime novel. So for that one I'm going to go with The Diviners by Libba Bray. It's kind of the only crime novel I've read. I do want to read Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, soon, and I know that's a crime novel, but this one's pretty crime-ish. They have to figure out who's killing these people, so it's pretty crime-ish. This book was an amazing read. It is very long. I think it's 600 plus pages, and it is creepy, so I would save it for like October time because it's a perfect time to read it. I just read the second book in October and loved it. So if you haven't checked out the series by Libba Bray, get on it. Number 2 is science. So for science you can choose a fantasy or a science fiction book. And for that I chose Across the Universe by Beth Revis, only because I really love A Body Electric better, but I don't have the physical book, so I chose Across the Universe, which is also a great science fiction trilogy. It takes place in space on a ship going to New Earth, and people are cryogenically frozen and get unfrozen, and there's mystery and murder and intrigue. So I guess it's kind of like a crime novel, but not really. So there's romance, obviously, by the cover. There's no love triangles, so that's nice. So if you haven't checked this one out, I definitely would. Number 3 is English. So for this you would choose like an English literature novel. And I chose Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury because this is definitely my all-time favorite. If you haven't picked this one up and you're a little apprehensive of literature, I definitely would. I did give it a quick reread. Not really, I gave it a partial reread because my husband had never read it, so I listened to part of the audiobook with him, and at the very beginning his communication with the younger girl is a bit creepy, but I think if you move past that it gets better. So definitely this one. And then also another great literature, I kind of like Pride and Prejudice. It's definitely not my favorite because it spends the whole beginning, all of Jane Austen's books spend the whole beginning of the book talking about the family and the family beliefs and introducing you to all the family characters and their values, and it gets really boring and like it's kind of confusing in the beginning, like who are all these names that you're throwing at me? So personally I like Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre better. This was really good. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. I did read it several years ago, so I can't give you a really good synopsis of it. But if you're apprehensive, this one does take a little bit more time to delve into because it is more dense than like your average YA or adult novel. But once you get into it, like after you read like 50 pages, just keep going because you can read it faster once you're already invested in it, and it's a really great read. There are so many wonderful quotes, and the writing in here is just beautiful. Number 4 is Art Class, a beautiful cover, and for that I would have to pick Everything Everything by Nicole Yoon. Just what? That cover. I mean, I can't say anything else. If you haven't read this book, it came out this year. It is a YA contemporary, which I normally stay away from, but this was really good. The main character in this book is allergic to everything and has to stay indoors her whole life, and you get to see the story through her perspective. And there's charts and emails and homework assignments, and it's a really quick read. It's definitely like a, you can sit down on one afternoon and pick it up, so I definitely recommend it. It's a 5-star read. Number 5 is language, so like a foreign language class that you take in school, and for this, the book is in my daughter's nursery and she's napping right now, so I can't grab it, but the only book I have that's been translated is The Little Prince. It was originally in French and I have the English. 6 is history class. For this you have to find a historical fiction book, and I chose In the Shadow of Blackbirds because this chose a time period that I didn't know much about, and that was the 1920s. Yeah, it was like it wasn't the 1920s, it was the early 1900s. And the influenza outbreak when it reached the United States, it's just really interesting, and the ghost photography, just really interesting book. If you haven't picked up any Kat Winters books, stick to her YA. I didn't like her new adult book, but her 2 YA books that are out right now are both historical fictions, and they're both fabulous, so check it out. The last subject that we're going to talk about is geography. I okay? Usually in school when you take history, you either have history or geography, but whatever. We're doing geography, and that is to pick a book that is not, the setting does not take place in the United States or the UK, but I also guess it doesn't mean like a fantasy made up place. So I'm going to choose The Walled City by Ryan Grodin because it takes place in China, and it's not an actual place in China because it's an interpretation of a place that once was Hong Kong. So, but it still takes place in China and has Chinese elements to the story, like their names and food and culture and stuff. So, great read again. All of these books were 5-star reads for me, by the way, so I definitely recommend all of them. That's all for this book tag. I would love to see book chats do this video if you have not already. I would like to see Aspiring Ashley do this tag. Book Paradise, I don't think I've ever seen you do a tag. I don't know if your channel is only for reviews, but if it's not, I would love to see you do this tag as well. You always talk so highly about your books, so I would love for you to do this tag. That's it. I'll just tag the 3 of you. Anyone else watching, if you want to do this video, definitely do it. It was a lot of fun. Just leave your link down below and I'll definitely go check out your video. And that's it. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!